Alrighty, looks like we're good. So, greetings everyone, I am Dr. J, and I know I just streamed this yesterday, but you know what? I've got nothing else I need to worry about today, so may as well have a little bit of fun, right? So, to that end, all sorts of stuff to worry about. So, eventually, a bunch of this stuff is going to take us outside of Defiance Bay, but as of right now, there's one... Wait, Hall of Revealed Mysteries, wait. Oh, right, I need to go if I want to give up the theorems of Pangram. Let's see, and then another person to talk to in Andra's Gift. 3 people. And then a bunch of stuff related to Caed Nua. So, given that there's 3 things pointing us in the direction of Andra's Gift, may as well go check it out. Go see what we can resolve there. And then once we're done there, we can see what the hell is going on back home. Andra's Gift. Alrighty, so this is a new map for us, so we'll see what kind of silliness awaits. Why is it foggy?
Next time we get the chance, I'm buying you a pint. That means a lot, Adair. Oh, do you want one too? Sorry, I meant for Isilmir. I'll get you one too.
What is it with you and Isilmir? Why would we need to keep our guard up? And again, we don't know what this place is like. The grimy windows have been papered over from the inside. What is this place? An abandoned house. Did anyone say where we could find... Let's see, let's go looking for... Meet an empty house in the northern end of the district, huh? Let's see what's in this way then. Oh, this looks lovely. Svef, huh? Abandoned house, eh? Well. It said Northern District. Well, actually... She said Andra's Gift. Is there another? There's a few different abandoned houses, actually. One of these. You see 4 flickering torches, the only sources of light reflecting across 4 tense faces. Harsh words crackle the air between them as they argue about their course, some wanting to return, some wanting to continue. They move step by careful step through the dank cave, noses pinched and eyes alert. One, a ghostly elven woman, is thrown into the air and onto the ground with a sudden snap, the victim of an unseen trap. The group is surrounded now, skeletal hands reaching from beyond the grave at the intrusion of life in their midst. The group scrambles for their weapons, but too late, the skeletons are already upon them. The fallen elf cracks her eyes open. One of her companions falls, about to be impaled by an ancient spear. Adrenaline floods her system and she screams into action, moving faster than anyone just unconscious has a right to. Eyes white with fear, she conjures a wall of fire, incinerating the skeleton and providing a momentary reprieve for the party. Breathing hard, they share a glance as the passage is flooded with flickering orange and ready their weapons. This time they are ready, and the skeletons last mere minutes before falling to the ground once more. You see a young woman standing against the backdrop of a wide, grassy plain. Her face is all silver and shadow in the moonlight, and she looks down at the wooden raft at her feet. An older woman lies on the raft, her arms crossed over her chest, and her eyes closed in death. Her face is the same dark gray as the younger woman's, and her head bears the same curving protuberances, but that is where the resemblance ends. The younger woman takes a pendant from the older woman's neck and ties it around her own. The platinum medallion shows a crescent moon engulfed by a curling wave, the symbol of the goddess Andra. The young woman pushes the raft from the grassy beach and into the tide. She stands in the surf and watches it disappear, a silvered tear rolling down her cheek. What's this? With its crooked and missing shingles, the roof resembles a prize fighter's gap-toothed smiles. No, smile.
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
Not something we want to get involved in, I suspect. Oh, this looks lovely. Camping supplies. Some gold and a scroll. As you enter the room, you see several figures huddled together. They stand at attention, armed, but not in matched gear like the Crucible Knights. At the center of the group, one woman looms over another, holding a flail. She snarls at the cowering figure. You've got pages of research here. You expect me to believe this was just your scratch work? It's nothing, I promise. Just my notes. You hear a painful smack as the woman backhands her captive. We know you were meeting with the Crucible Knights. You think they're the only ones with power in this city? They call us the dozens for a reason. Now, I won't ask you again. At a nudge from one of her men, the woman turns and sees you watching. Her eyes narrow. You shouldn't be here. What's going on? She tightens her grip on her flail. Nothing you need to know about. Of course we're in combat. Wait, how is Alof getting this? Wait, where is he? Oh, that's how. Well, same spiel as before. Well, if you're not able to get close enough to him. Nice damage. Alright, so that's them down. Now you can focus on pulverizing these guys.
Lava.
Huh. Maybe I overreacted with my character. Fiona's face is covered in bruises, and her eyes are wide with shock and relief. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Rapid, hitching breaths punctuate her words. I was sure they were going to kill me. She wipes a tear from her cheek, wincing as her knuckle grazes a bruise. What just happened here? I thought I was coming here to meet my friend from the Republics. It looks like I walked into a trap. She shakes her head. The dozens much have been watching me for a while. I've been working on a special project for the Crucible Knights, and they weren't exactly subtle about contacting me. About this project. It deals with a rather rare branch of animancy. No offense, but I probably shouldn't get too specific without Commander Cliver's permission. He commissioned it after all. And you can see the trouble a little indiscretion has gotten me into. Tell me about yourself. I studied animancy in Nausea back in the Valiant Republics. I came to Defiance Bay to research local advances, but instead of going to Brackenbury Sanitarium, I found a position as a scrivener at the Temple of Whale. I've had access to many rare manuscripts that most animancers never see. Of course, I've had to keep my head down. I've been careful not to let the head librarian or my colleagues know what I'm working on. Let's get out of here. She gnaws on a split lip. Commander Cliver of the Crucible Knights is waiting on my research. Not that you haven't already done a lot for me, but maybe you could take it to him? I'd kept it with me to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, but you can see how well that worked out. She nods at Dodwina's corpse. She took it from me when I arrived. She takes a deep breath. Anyhow, don't wait on me. I can make my way out of here. Murky with blood. Ugh. Lovely.
Sure.
I'm wondering how much I can play both sides with this. Oh wow, didn't lose all that much to bandits. That's kind of a surprise. Alright, that's one thing it's taken care of. Now let's see what else I can do while I'm around here. Cyril at the Salty Marsh. Whoever Ada is. Valiant Trading Company. Ramshackle House. The Salty Marsh. We'll head in this direction then. I don't know if I have a reason to see an Ada, do I? Where is it? Not mistaken. Ah, well. I know I need to... Oh yeah, there's Courtesan. Wonder if you have anything interesting to say. Oh boy. Yeah, should have seen that coming. Oh dear, what's this? Grab his purse and go. This looks like it's gonna be fun to look at. This man's fancy clothes are ripped and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. Thank you, he gasps as he rises. My head. What happened? He carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. I was just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rebels never been violent. Even a night with Ikali isn't worth this. He limps away. I don't know if it'd be possible to go after the people who robbed him. Maybe I should have offered. Ah well. Guess we won't worry about it. If we run into him, we run into him, right? Alright.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. Just Wallaruna the milkmaid. She knew what she was doing. Overfried cod,
I hope you aren't
watered
expecting to
ale, and
find the leaden
prostitution.
key in here.
A bastion of dear wooden culture.
A lot of commentary. The Omawa woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tensed at her side, but as you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, if weary, smile. I don't see many outfitted like you who aren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? What kind of trouble are you having? A frown ripples across her blue facial markings. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies have taken to harassing my hard-working boys and girls. And our customers. They started showing up after this rash of Hallowborn, and they've been driving my regulars away. She looks you up and down, scratching her chin. There aren't too many who care about what happened in places like the Gift, but word is you're an exception. The knights are too busy sneaking around Duke Avar to bother with us commoners. And I'd just as soon not deal with their bureaucracy anyway. Tell me how I can help. Maya draws you closer. These thugs tend to roam in groups, which suggests to me that these aren't random incidents. She places one large finger on your chest. You put a stop to these attacks and I'll find a real nice way to thank you. She winks. Got me? There is a look in Durance's eyes like a lion that has stumbled upon a herd of deer. His knuckles are white as he clutches his staff with both hands as he surveys the room. He laughs to himself, low and rumbling. I've got questions. Shoot. What do you know about these attacks? Well, I guess there's my answer. I guess I'm gonna be dealing with them anyway. She waves a hand at the door. You only have to step outside to see it for yourself. Those thugs are there just waiting to cause trouble for anyone coming or going. She sizes you up. Maybe they would have let you pass, however. Tell me more about your business. She rubs the back of her neck. It's not doing as well as I'd like with all this trouble. I run an honest enterprise, just trying to give folks a little rest and relaxation. She nods at you and lowers her voice. You help me out and I'll see about getting you a special discount. Can I ask you about something else? A knowing grin warps her blue markings. Now, just what can I do for a strapping lad like yourself? Is there someone here named Cyril? Ha! You must be new in town, dearie. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her? Just ask. She's 1,000 for the night, but she's worth every pant. Or so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the rib. Best money you can spend in the Gift. Maybe another time. That's what everyone says at first. Tell me about this place. I thought that was clear as the crystal waters below the dock. This here is the Salty Marsh, the most famous house of pleasure in Defiance Bay. They've got drinks, beds, and a good company to help you enjoy both. Of course, the club for refined and prestigious gentlemen is upstairs. You'll find several of the hardest working boys and girls in Defiance Bay up there, too. Alright, as expected, a brothel. This is a seedier part of town, so I guess I should expect that.
Gods keep you.
Huh? Oriko catches your eye. A golden hoop dangles from one ear, and his fine-fitted clothes whisper as he glides over to you. You have me at a loss. How could I afford time with such a magnificent creature? What are you talking about? I'm talking about your... Oh, God. What can... You tell me? Well then, that's, a thing. I have no idea what to make of this. So just to remind me... Where is it? Alright, so... Man, that's gonna be a lot. Is it really worth going to that much trouble for it? Maybe. The man is at a table by himself, but he constantly glances at the opposite bench as if waiting for someone. He reeks of alcohol, and he moves with the torpor of someone who's gotten used to spending most of his time drunk. The table's taken. Find another. He spreads his elbow on the wood and pulls his drink between them. I've got questions about Lendry. His face twists into a confused scowl. What's it to you? Lendry was your friend. The least you can do is answer a few questions. Oli eyes you warily. Yeah, fine. You don't have to get your small clothes in a knot about it. So, what was it you were wanting with Lendry? Tell me about her. Him, apparently. Never mind. He spent most of his time here drinking with me. Tells you enough, doesn't it? He takes a gulp of his drink and shrugs. He didn't volunteer details and I didn't ask. But he had a working man's hands and a working man's taste for drink. When and where did you last see him? Right here, getting drinks with me. He slaps a spot on the bench, just like we have every night for the last 5 years. Couldn't actually tell you much about him, and I think he preferred it that way. He frowns at the rough wood grain on the table. It's probably why we got on so well. Plenty of things we didn't talk about. Anyway, I remember that night because he said things were finally turning around. He was going to find a steady job, clean up, have another crack at the respectable life. I told him in that case he could buy the drinks. He traces the rim of his cup. That's when she showed up. Who's this woman you're talking about? A sly smile stretches across his face. A real fancy lady. Name's Lumdala. He taps his head. I don't remember much these days, but I remember her. Usually you have to pay a month's copper to spend time with a woman like that. But Lumdala? He shakes his head. She was falling all over Lendry that night. Left with him too. Where did Lendry and Lumdala go? She said they were going on to see some frilly performance. If you ask me, they had their own plans to perform that night. She just said they had to pick something up at her house in Copper Lane first. Some cozy little place by the northern gate. He picks up his cup. Even a drunk like me knows what that means. For what it's worth, she said she earns her coins over at the amphitheater in Copper Lane. That's where she says they were going to see their show. Maybe someone there saw him. Just as I thought, everything going back to that place. Right. Let me know if you find him, yeah? Because that bastard owes me a round if he's found the good life.
How do you do?
She leans on the bar, her black painted nails tapping the wood. What'll it be? Wade's eyes are red-rimmed and unfocused. He stares into a filthy mug as if searching for something. He shivers and takes another drink. Why don't you just take one of them stools over there? He swats at the air in your general direction. Nowhere else for me to go, not with the wife in a state and my boy, His face freezes with a stricken expression, and he turns back to the bar, muttering into his drink.
Greetings.
And, yep, typical brothel. It's an older drunkard. Oh hey, something different. You see a tall woman crouched over her drink, sitting alone in an unkempt inn. What few other patrons are there leave her well enough alone, walking a wide berth as she drinks. Even the innkeeper avoids her eye as he serves her a procession of drinks, but she seems to take no notice. A man swaggers in, and he does take notice. With an imperious nod to the innkeeper, he sits herself next to the woman. Her buxom form is clear interest. She turns away from him, but he persists, reaching a hand across and touching her knee. In seconds, he is prone on the floor, shocked and still, scrambling to get up, and is prevented by her shoe on his throat. She raises an eyebrow, expression empty as he splutters for mercy. He's red by the time she relents, and she turns back to her drink as he scrambles backward and out the door, casting affronted glances behind him as he retreats. The other patrons shake their head knowingly. Well then. You see the burned out shell of a room. This man stands in the middle of it, scorch marks surrounding his feet, smoke rising from his fire-singed robes. Debris is littered around. Broken shelves, torn and burned books, smashed chairs, a sundered table. There are cracks in the walls and light shines weakly through a small hole in the roof. Every window in the room has shattered, and a lamp lies on its side in the corner, burning oil forming a pool under it on the stone floor. The man looks around, surveying the wreckage, his eyes stopping briefly on the 5 bodies lying amidst the debris. They are twisted, burned, torn, and nearly unrecognizable. He turns back to the only living man remaining, sitting against the wall, legs and pelvis crushed under a heavy stone beam. The dying man stares blankly over the beam, blood running from the corner of his mouth. The uninjured man leans over, looking into the eyes of the other. No other may have this knowledge, he says. The other man opens his mouth to speak, but the man has already walked away. He drops his hand to his side and speaks a short phrase. An inky drop falls from his hand and hits the ground, growing into a ring of black energy that extends outward. As it passes over the other man, he transforms. His skin becomes ashen and gray, his flesh desiccating and wrinkling in on itself. The ring extends past the man and blinks out of existence as his body, now nothing but ash, collapses in on itself. Well then.
Greetings.
Oh boy, I'm not sure I want to know what happens if I get involved with any of that. Ooh, another one of these. You see the prow of a ship slice through the deck of another, a Valiant spice vessel, and are immediately accosted by splintering wood and panic. The pirates are upon the ship in the space of a shout, all elbows, gold earrings, and violence. Crewmen are hurled, shoved, and punched off the deck as the dog-eared captain boards. The hunt begins immediately as water begins to claim the wounded merchant vessel. The larger cargo boxes are ignored entirely in favor of the smaller, more delicate boxes and jars. The captain stands, water snarling around his ankles as he waits for each of his crew to return to the ship with their plunder. Counting them off, he takes a running jump and grabs the railing, hauling himself aboard as the remains of the merchant vessel are devoured by the ocean below. The crew applauds, raucous cheers and laughter as they begin to sort through their valuable Valiant spices. The Fangsington will eat well tonight. Alright. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, is there anything to check on here? Alright, nothing too important. Any construction I can begin? Okay, still a couple days yet.
Welcome.
Find her quarter upstairs, eh? Alright, let's head up. And here's the fun. Cyril's guards, huh? This lets me in.
Hail, traveler.
Powder almost hides the circles under her eyes, and rouge dust. Is it rouge? Yeah, it's pronounced Rouge, right? Yeah. And Rouge does her two prominent cheekbones. Despite it all, Cyril is beautiful. She favors you with a smile she must have practiced and perfected. Hello, stranger. Let me make you comfortable. There's something I need to discuss with you. She runs a smooth finger along your neck and under your chin. Just tell me what you like. It's extra if you want to bring someone else in, though. Your friend Thurston sent me. He needs that medallion. So do I. Cyril raises her chin. I offered him half of the money, and he refused it. She crosses her arm and paces in a slow circle around you. I'm sure he told you all about his broken clan. Did he also tell you that I got him where he is today? I really am sorry for him. But I'll bet you anything he lives better now than he did in Air Glanfath. I worked a long time for a way out, and I'm not giving it up just because Thurston's suddenly gone nostalgic. I'll buy it from you. Ha! It's worth 6,000 pounds. And if you've got that kind of coin, I'll gladly help you spend it. And Gwithan relics are worth a lot less second-hand. You won't get more than 4,000 for this. I suppose you're right. If you can afford that, it's yours. Huh. Well, let's see if I can get that much by going... Yeah, given the reputation that she's built up of stealing things. I've got a lot of stuff that can be stolen. I don't want to take that risk.
Hello.
Well, I've got a ton of crap that can be sold, so may as well go through it all. See if I can get anything good up from selling it all. Well, see if I can get enough. 4,000, huh? Let's see. And then weapons. This is gonna be the... Oh yeah, if I don't have enough from all this, I'd be very surprised. And behold, why you should not have used the Unity engine. Holding your computer hostage to where clicking multiple times doesn't even register. Oh boy. I really should have done this before I started streaming as per usual. Okay, you know what? Let's just get enough to where... Actually, I'm probably not going to be using these battle axes. Yeah, let's go with that. Alright. That's enough to get me what I need. I'm trying to think of what you would do with 4,000 though.
Hello.
Here you are. She cradles the bag of coppers. I could be in the cottage in Brackenbury tomorrow. She looks hopefully at the medallion in your hand. I'm not going to tell you your business, but if you do mean to give that to Thurston, it would mean a lot to me too. I hope he finds everything he's looking for back home. She pulls a moonstone ring off of her finger. Please, take this. It's always given me an edge with people around here, but I'm done with that part of my life. Farewell. If I'm trying to be an upstanding noble, I probably shouldn't get too involved with that sort of thing. I doubt that she'd want to accept it anyway, given the circumstances. So, I think those are the... Alright, I think that covers everything that I need to go into Wanderer's Gift for at this point. Although I hope it'll be worth spending, what, 5,000? Just to see to all of that? Makes me wonder what that ring is. Let's see, Cyril's +2 resolve, huh? Remind me, what does resolve do? Extra concentration, deflection, and will. That could be helpful. That could be helpful. The problem is what I give up. 1 resolve +2 con, it's 5 deflection. Let's see, defenses. Well, that is my best defense stat. Although deflection could probably be pretty easily built back up. Also, I get some back by having I get a little bit back by having a better resolve anyway, so I think in the long term that'll be better for me overall. So who needs a ring? Actually, it probably makes sense to give to Sagani. Alright, so while we're here though, we've got the thugs to hunt down.
Bring back the feisty one. There's a woman can do some damage squeezing her legs together.
It isn't a parlor trick. Besides, she doesn't take orders well.
She has backbone, that woman. Does it scare you?
No, but I won't be responsible for what happens if you call her whore.
And that has been your propensity to call, well, everybody that. Nothing too interesting up here. Let's see any open doors this direction. Well, I'll keep tab held just in case something interesting happens. Let's see. Courtesan, sailor. Who are you? A hooded figure leans against a wall. When he notices you draw near, he stands upright and raises his hand to halt your approach. If you know the words, speak them and we can do business. If not, then we are done speaking. I don't remember anything related to that. Heritage Hill. Remind me, where's that? Ah, over that way. So not here. Supply and demand. I don't remember anything else. Where would I have known those words, though? Well, let's go ahead and say them. I apologize for the unpleasantries. I am Kern, the Midnight Merchant, as some would say. I deal in sensitive commodities. Precautions must be taken. Now, let us do business. Okay, I must have... Oh, I see. So, I'm assuming then I must have gotten this from... What is it? I'm assuming I must have gotten this from helping out someone a while back. I don't know where I would have learned it, but still. Oh man, I'm starting to lose details with just how much there is in this game. It's honestly staggering when I think about just how much time I've spent with it, and yet I'm not even... Well, I'm only, what, probably a third of the way through Act 2 at this point? Man, it opens up. What was that? Sorry, background noise. A ramshackle house over that way? Probably the best place to look now. And if you're gonna... Actually, I wonder if the Valiant Trading Company will have anything interesting.
How do you do?
Come take a look at my wares. Exotic goods shipped straight from the Republics in Old Vela. Valia, I think it was? Oh wow, some of these are good. Grants touch of Iran. Okay, so more active spells. Built to the Stelgare. Not bad. Should resolve. Wonder if anything interesting happens over here. A man stands in the corner of the warehouse, directing traffic. Gems wink from the many rings on his fingers as he points and waves at the laborers. His silk clothes, though finely embroidered, aren't new. You notice a couple mended seams around the shoulders and a discreet patch on one elbow.
Well met, friend.
When he sees you, he throws his arms wide in an expansive welcome. Greetings! You have come to the warehouse and headquarters of the Valiant Trading Company. He consults a pocket watch. Some of the gold filigree is chipped away. But you are late! I sent word to the expedition hall yesterday. This delivery can't wait. What's this delivery? He tugs at the beard. I must assume, then, you are not from the company I contacted at the expedition hall. He waves a hand. But you are here, and they are not. It is a bag of bitter squash seeds, which are prized for their medicinal properties. Few merchants in Defiance Bay deal in them, but those who do know their value. Seems simple enough. Why ask me? A frown distorts his meticulous goatee. My own couriers have been robbed and beaten these past weeks. It would seem that some of my competitors resent my success. In any case, you are not a known associate. You would be left alone, and if not... He shrugs and grins. You look like you could handle yourself. Besides, all of Defiance Bay knows your integrity, and you will have to trust my assurances that you won't find a buyer outside of my contact. I'll do it. He claps his hands together. Excellent. Now deliver this package to a man named Gareth at the Goose and Fox in Copper Lane. He will know what to do with it. He slips a bag of pebbly seeds in your hand. Return to me when you are done, and I shall see to your payment. I'm not dealing in drugs, am I?
Welcome.
Better deliver that package, no? Business such as this is best concluded quickly. What do? I'm a merchant from Ensenzi, the fairest of the Valiant Republics. Here in Defiance Bay, I run the Valiant Trading Company. Valiant, I guess. He gestures at the stacked crates. We ship cargo to and from the Republics, part of the grandest mercantile organization in the world. Anything you can imagine, we can ship it. For a fee. Something I can help you with, or shall I return to my business? I'd like to know more about the Valiant Trading Company. We are a confederation of merchants and traders from the Republics. He looks proudly around the warehouse. We sell all manner of goods and equipment, and for years we've enjoyed fruitful contracts with many shops, inns, and armorers throughout Defiance Bay. His smile flickers. Is something wrong? It is nothing. He waves a hand. Only that competition has grown especially fierce in recent years. But I suppose this is to be expected given the legacy, as the locals call it. Handle with care, huh? Let me guess. Caution flammable. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm heading to Copper Lane after I'm done here. Knowing my luck, though, I'll probably get jumped by somebody.
As I've gotten used to, food was the hardest adjustment.
Who are you? God's damn. Okay, this angry woman clenches her jaw and stares out toward the harbor with glimmering golden eyes. Eventually sensing your presence, she turns her feathered head toward you.
Want to run a down-on-its-luck Valiant Trading Company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it.
She clenches her jaw and continues quietly.
As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains.
What's going on exactly?
Exactly? If I knew that, I'd be in a better mood. The only thing I know exactly is that Mestre Verzano is determined to wind up in a grave before the season turns.
The woman looks back at the warehouse for a moment and grimaces. After a slight nod in your direction, she storms off.
I quite agree. Deer Woodens oversalt everything and drown it in sauce.
And they burn out all the flavor. Nothing like a raw deer flank.
Oh dear, what was this conversation? What the heck was that about? The fact that you had a portrait, though, suggests that you're a possible party member. What am I getting involved in?
Gods keep you.
It's your first visit to the Valiant Trading Company, is it not? Please let me know how I can assist you. What is this place? The Valiant Trading Company is an association of merchants from the Valiant Republics. We oversee trade deals and negotiations on behalf of our merchants. This is our warehouse where we store goods in transit. You have more business to discuss? Assistant Manager. Okay, nothing too fancy then. That's what I get for going in the warehouse door instead of the front gate, I guess.
You fought for the Deerwood in the Saints' War?
We better grab a couple pints before you get me going on that one.
No complaints here.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Why did I just... Huh. That was weird. Wonder if that was a bug. Probably. Oh, this looks like fun.
Gods keep you.
Avery wears a defiant expression and a sturdy yet battered suit of armor. She seems to bear each scratch and ding with pride. You don't look like one of the knights. Can I help you with something? Who are you? I'm Avery, a lieutenant with the dozens. She taps her dented breastplate. We're the last fighting force in Defiance Bay that remembers what it means to be a Deerwooden. And unfortunately, I'm the only one who seems to care about the way Maya squeezing the locals. Never mind.
How do you do? How do you do?
Nothing too special in here.
Welcome.
Interesting that there isn't any combat. I wonder why that would be. What, do I have to disarm myself before... What do you mean by squeezing the locals? Surprised there isn't any sort of... Well, technically I know that someone's organizing them now, but...
Son of a moose fucker!
I beg your pardon?
Sorry. Kalu's always telling me to watch my language, especially around the kids. Guess I haven't had a reminder in a while.
What happened?
One of them heard me tell a joke about a glam-felon youth with frostbite somewhere sensitive. Kids repeat everything.
I meant just now.
Jam my thumb. Nothing big.
Amusing. I get the feeling I'll end up back here.
Well met, friend.
As you approach, she eagerly turns to you. You're interested in doing some construction work? Her clothes are simpler, but nicer than most you've seen in Andra's Gift. Pays good money. I take it you're having trouble finding workers. Workers who aren't superstitious cowards anyway. She shakes her head. I offer good coin, but as soon as I tell them about the job, they say an oath to the Lady of Lament and spit over the dock. They all think the lighthouse is haunted, ever since the floods of Andra's Gift. Echoes of the war. The flood has certainly claimed enough souls to pack a lighthouse full to bursting. Andra's Gift was flooded? Back in the end of the War of Defiance, it was one of the finishing blows to the Adiran military. Cost us a lot, though. The whole district was supposed to be evacuated, but not everyone left in time. The Adirans put anyone they found to the sword. The lucky ones who escaped the slaughter drowned hours later when Hadrit's forces broke the dam. Locals say the lighthouse keeper was one of the people who stayed behind, and one of the last to die. I don't know why that makes the lighthouse any more haunted than the rest of the gifts, but there you have it. Have you gone inside? Who, me? Not exactly. See, my health is rather delicate, and all that dust... Alright, when I saw two Omawa deckhands running as fast as they could down the pier, I lost my nerve too. I could take a look. Good! About time someone put an end to this foolishness. She rummages in her pockets and pulls out a skeleton key. As she hands it to you, she hesitates. Just be careful. Not that I believe the ghost stories, but it is an old building, so watch your step. Do you know what might be inside the lighthouse? If only. It's been uninhabited since they flooded Andra's Gift. What are you building? An inn. Allegedly. She brushes a single loose strand of her bun beside her ear. The gift needs a spot with a little more class than the Salty Marsh, than the Salty Mast. The district has been in the dumps since the War of Defiance. It seems ready for some fresh development. So imagine my excitement when I find this place, 3 floors tall and right on the water for a sale at such a reasonable price. The seller suggested that there were other interested buyers, so I closed the deal before I'd taken time to really look into it. Stupid. Being from New Haomar, I knew about the floods, but I didn't know about the superstition surrounding the lighthouse, and the seller was long gone by the time I find out. At this point, it'll be a miracle from the Lady of Lament herself if I make my investment back. Tell me about the flooding of Andra's Gift. Hatchard ordered it near the end of the War of Defiance. It was one of the finishing blows to the Adirian military. Oh yeah, so... You're not from Defiance Bay, are you? What gave it away? The accent or the fact that I was the dupe who paid good coin for this place? I'm from New Haomar, on the northern coast. It's smaller than Defiance Bay, so I came here hoping for some fresh opportunities. And maybe the chance to do a little good in this neighborhood. Alright, we get to go into a haunted lighthouse. What's the worst that could happen?
A touch of Margaren's fire should settle spirits here.
Hello, Precious. I've still got most of my spells, so I should be fine. In theory. In theory. Wait, the Wailing Banshee, that's what this quest is called? Ooh. Well, I guess it's abandoned, so I don't think anyone will complain if I look around the place. Try Corn Hat. That's random. Oh jeez! Hi! That's a lot of people. Oh crap, that's a lot of people. That's really a lot of people. Holy crap.
Right away.
Oh right, you've got a sword right now. Oh jeez, and Aloth is already almost dead.
What?
That's what I get for getting surrounded. Where are you? Surrounded as well. Okay. It's been a while since I fought shadows.
Following your...
Gave me a lot of trouble last time. Well, and Aloth is down. That's annoying. Can you knock over a shade? Yes, you can. Okay, these guys are shooting a lot at us, and our main AoE guy is down. This is really bad. Alright, just gotta deal with the rest. Disengage. Oh crap, you're almost dead now. Heal yourself. Okay, now that you're not in full engagement. Okay, I'm about to die. Do this then.
Don't let this go!
Alright, let's do the usual to keep ourselves alive. Okay, you know what? Just keep spamming that.
After him, eat him up.
Got him. Well, our main heal.
Hey.
Well, our main mage went down, but you know what? Everybody else went down too, so I'm happy.
Hey there.
Surprised they all flooded out the moment we tried to go through that doorway.
Sure.
I did not expect that kind of nonsense. Knowing my luck, every time I attempt to step through a door, I'll be swarmed by shades. The way up, huh? The glass is completely opaque with grime and salt. A pattern of filth and dead barnacles reaches almost to the ceiling. Random. Oh look, guess what you would expect to find. Can you make us... Wait, these are blights! Ah, immune to immune to that kind of damage, eh? Can you at least knock him around? Oh, you can. Nice. Although, looking at this, you probably should pull out the stiletto instead.
Can't get a good shot with the... Got an
Man, that's a lot of damage immunity. Okay. We need to put down something a little more deadly.
Dead on.
Ah, immune to that too? Crap. What aren't you immune to?
I'll teach you a lesson!
God, this is starting to hurt. I might need to go rest somewhere. The burlap sacks have all been rotted away.
Hey there.
But rotted away. Oops. Well. Wonder how many levels there are in this place, as it were. Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
I'll have it in no time.
Alright, given that both Aloth and I are low, we better hang back. Oh right, shadows are like that. Where's Aloth?
Lava will be on seat!
Ah, yeah, that's about right. That's about what I would expect. Yeah, you can't make a specter bleed, but you can make it hurt.
Putting us down!
Are you sure they're not just cutting down your summons?
Got this, I got this.
Hold on!
Alright, if you're gonna be that much of a problem. Honestly, the people who are left should be able to deal with this.
I'll let Margaret's fire bless this.
Knock over the specter. Because apparently that's a thing you can do.
What? Let's burn this away!
Oh. Alright, but if Aloth and I get
Hey
into
there.
combat now, it's gonna be the death of us, literally.
Hey there.
You know what? Using camping supplies is cheaper, so I think we'll use camping supplies. Sagani saunters over to you, stretching her legs. She holds a pouch of deer jerky in one hand, and she offers it as she takes a seat across from you. Ichimak looks on hungrily. Long day? She bends one arm behind her head, reaching until you hear a pop. Just wanted to see how you're holding up. You seem to have a lot of long nights. Well enough, thanks. That's a relief. I was following an Adra bear before. I hate to find out that my situation had gotten worse. She folds her arms over her knees. Look, it's been a while since I had a hunting party, but we're in this together now. And even if we're hunting for different things, we're still hunting together. She takes a hunk of dried meat from her pouch and bites a long strip from it. Izumak lips his lips and she tosses him the rest. I don't understand exactly what's happening to you, but I'll help you find Theos. Same as you're doing for me.
I'll see what I can do.
Much
The work
appreciated.
of a moment.
And of course there are stairs. At least there's loot. Yellowed, fading maps of the bay around Andra's gift show routes through the locks between the dikes that hold the ocean back. Carved into the post is the name Merwith and a series of notches labeled with a number. The lowest notch reads 4, and the highest notch reads 17. Wonder what that's about. An evacuation notice. Selected correspondence from Giftbringer Iden. A Lighthouse tower key. Interesting. So, lore book, and then what did we get? Adiran reinforcements advancing. Immediate evacuation of Andra's gift by order of Duke Hadret. Just some old meat. The compounds and fluids in these bottles have separated into distinct layers. Alright, let's keep going further up. Shrieking sobs pierce your ears and rattle the musty rafters of the lighthouse. They emanate from the spectral figure of a woman hovering in the middle of the room. Each heave of her shoulders unleashes another hair-raising wail. Let's get closer, what happens? As you approach, the spirit's cries take on a threatening edge. The swirling mist around its legs ripples with movement. The black pits of its eyes level momentarily with yours. The spirit's screaming grows louder and louder. Its sunken face distorts, twisting into a long, gaping mouth filled with jagged teeth. If anything were to be able to quell the spirit's rage, it would appear not to be you. You're close enough to notice that the spirit's head is tilted back. Even as it looses blood-curdling howls, the faint movements of its head suggest that it's looking toward the window and scanning the horizon. The Sengula's ghostly hands are stained with something dark. At first you think it's blood, but it's as black as ink.
Hey.
Black as ink, huh? A logbook.
That's not nice.
Let's see what's in this logbook. Maybe it'll have a clue. The logbook expels a thick plume of dust. Let's see. Foggy, port full, 158 days since sighting the Red Dream. Heavy rain, 2 fishing boats lost at sea. 164 days since sighting the Red Dream. Dark clouds, a deer and ships on horizon. 173 days since sighting the Red Dream.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
The Jack of Wide Waters. Oh wow, this thing's enchanted. Alright. Just in case. Lilith's shawl. Wonder what that could possibly mean. Well, I was able to collect everything in here. No sense antagonizing it. Not until I know more about what this thing could be. Also, it looks like I may not have needed to worry about things. I'll worry about resting. I suppose we'll see, though. Alright. Ah, here we are.
Well met, friend.
Have you heard of the Red Dream? Who hasn't? The ship's been running raids for decades now. Used to stop in New Hamar laden with spoils from Rautai traders. These days I hear she spends most of her time prowling the Deadfire Archipelago. Mia points to a ship anchored in the distance. That's her. When she's at port, her captain, an elf named Merwith, takes her shore leave over at the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. Believe it or not, she likes her creature comforts. She shakes her head. That's what I'm talking about. When a pirate won't even set foot in the tavern on this side of town, it is high time for a new establishment. Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. Alright, another excuse. I guess I've got an excuse to go to a different part of town then. Let's go ahead and do. I was hoping on going to Copper Lane, but I suppose I can... Well, here's what we'll do then.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
We'll go to Copper Lane first. Then we'll go to Brackenbury. Then we'll double back. So, while we're over here, we can go inquire about whatever nonsense is happening. You asked me for one, and I said no. You asked me for one, and I said no, not until you're older and more responsible. Do you remember this conversation? Gordy's eyes are fixed on the ground in front of him. Yes, sir. And yet I find you out here playing with a blade that clearly belongs to the Knights. Do you see the problem? I didn't steal it, honest. I traded a secret for it. Ask him! Is what my son says true? Yes, it is. He's just a boy, do you understand me? What were you thinking getting him a blade like that? You stay away from him from now on. Come along, Gordy. I won't have you loitering out here all day. So much for that. I'm surprised that didn't end worse, honestly. Also, why is Sagani going that direction? With her fox in tow, apparently.
Well met, friend.
Oli said his friend Lendry was last seen with you. Let's see, Lumdala lets out a big laugh. That drunk in Andra's gift? Men flatter themselves when it comes to the attentions of a beautiful woman. The Pallid Knight herself could waltz into that bar and he'd believe she was there to sit on his lap and listen to bawdy stories. The Pallid Knight? I think I courted her once. She hated being called that. I trust his word more than... Oh, I'm just analyzing the facts. And the facts are that one of us stinks of cheap ale and desperation, while the other has a long and illustrious career. She tilts her head towards you. Consider well which is a more credible source. I canna her sort, near to be trusted. I suppose I can spare a moment. I'm looking for Kendall. Apparently he joined your group. No experience, terrible actor. Sound familiar? She narrows her silvered eyes. I'm not sure who this Kendall is or why you would malign our talents, but rest assured that we have a process for evoking a satisfying performance from even the most inexperienced players. I was wondering if a woman named Cora was part of your group. I can't say I recognize the name. She suddenly seems focused on the length of her fingernails. That's odd. Her sister said she was part of the Rebel of Stars. Maybe, but what should I know about it? My work requires great focus and attention. She flicks her fingertips in frustration. I don't have the time to coach every young amateur who joins our troop for a week. Surely there's someone else you can talk to about this. I'm but a humble actor. You're connected to 3 recent disappearances that you claim to know nothing about. Then what else do you expect me to say on the subject? She sighs and turns her face to the sky. If you'll excuse me, I have a performance to attend to. The young man steps up next to you, his gaze fixed on the other actors, his voice low. Meet me in Lumdala's house. I know what's going on. He claps his hand and whistles at the other actors. Well done indeed. Over this way, huh? Let's go check it out. This ought to be interesting. A young man appears before you, trembling and excited. You! I saw you with Lumdala, by the amphitheater. Look, I don't know what your business with her is, but I want out of this mess. I just came by to grab my things. Just let me leave, alright? Take a breath and calm down. Tell me what's going on so I can help. He nods, filling his lungs. Thank you, but there's not much time. Lumdala's out to get me and I need to get out of here. Maybe out of the city. Kadal reaches slowly into a satchel and produces a small key. This opens the door behind you. There's a passage in there leading down to a theater. He shudders. It's easier if you see it for yourself. He licks his lips. Since that helped you, I want your promise that you'll leave my name out of this. First time I ever met an actor that didn't want his name on everything. All I care about is preventing another disappearance. What you did before is irrelevant to me. Thank you. Good luck. He doesn't look you in the eye. I don't know if that was a bad idea or not, but I suppose we shall see. A Assorted plays from all over the world fill these shelves.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Bunch of copper. A lot of... Great sword. Some armor. Let's see what's down this way. A scarf? That's random. A simple silken scarf is crumpled on the filthy flagstones. Essence radiates from it like heat, and the closer you get to it, the more you feel a confusing mixture of joy, surprise, and pain. You hold the scarf and focus on it, and the world around you shifts. Something about you shifts too. The smooth fabric is still in your hands, but you're in a small yet cozy house, and Laura is looking back from the scarf back to you, asking if you like it. She's smiling because the answer is written on your face. That was 4 years ago, but you still wear the scarf on days like today. After all, you wore it the first day you met the actress with silver eyes, so who's to say it won't bring you luck again tonight? It's nestled around your throat, soft and warm and comforting. You're halfway through the third act, and you can feel the audience's eyes on you, hungry and attentive. You were nervous at first when that woman brought you down here. You wondered what kind of show you'd signed up for. This has gone better than you could have hoped. You reach the end of your monologue, and the scarf tightens around your neck. It chokes the final line from your throat, which is embarrassing because your debut was going so well. But when you try to pull the scarf away, it only tightens further. You're confused, and you look to the audience, expecting someone to rush to your rescue. Then you see their eyes, and their hungry, attentive look, and you understand. The stage fades to black. The scarf falls from your hand and flutters to the ground, but Cora's soul lingers, stuck between a familiar token and a question. It wants to know, but it wants to retreat. You had your sister's love and the courage to follow your dreams. Take comfort in that as you find your way to the next life. The soul glows with warmth before fading back into the fabric of the scarf. Lumdala emerges from the shadows, her silver eyes glowing in the darkness. Well, well, if it isn't our friend from Dunreed Row. What do you want? She gives you an appraising look. I have a proposition. If she offers you a role, it better be a lead. I'm listening. I stage my performances for certain wealthy patrons. One in particular would make a valuable catch. You agree to a truce, and I'll give you his name. Explain why this is a better deal for me. Think of it this way. I only feed a demand. I'm offering you the man whose money and connections made my performances possible in the first place. Ooh. That's a tough one. That's really a tough one. I doubt I'll get time to think it over. But... problem is, if we don't go for the... You know, well, here's the logic that I'm gonna be going by. The problem is that I don't know if she's I don't know if she would necessarily tell me the truth. I think that's really the key thing that is on my mind, is on the top of my mind right now. She is proven to be a murderer, and given that, it makes sense to me that she would also commit other acts like lying, because that would be far lesser of an issue. As far as I know, the person that she supposedly gives up, ends up not being the one, and then she ends up going away scot-free, and anyone who does continue it on, well, not an ideal situation. So, no deal. As you wish. Stop them. Alright, time to die. Make sure that your good weapons are equipped. You guys go for the ranged... Alright, so ranged guys go for the ranged... That should do. Oh jeez, I just took a hit to the face. Boom! That is what you call overkill, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
You actually shot Ayla. Die.
I shall...
You gonna do anything? No sense wasting any more good spells. That looks valuable.
Hey there.
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. I would never have noticed this before. Wait, this... What? This connects to the catacombs? The hell? Well, I wouldn't have expected that. So... there we are. Anything interesting here? Nah, not really. So. Given that. Oh man, there are way too many quests here. Oh yeah, Brackenbury. Well, may as well go ahead and talk to the people that I know.
Hello.
I have news about your sister. Cora's dead. She... Laura's eyes shimmered with tears. I don't know what to say. I tried to keep my hopes up, but I think a part of me already knew. That doesn't make this any easier, though. She brushes a tear from one cheek. I can't help but think that if someone had looked for her sooner when I first asked for help, maybe she... We've caught those responsible and prevented this from happening to others. That's what matters now. Yes, you're right. She wipes her eye. I suppose I'll have to make arrangements. Thank you for finding her. Alright, I need to go up this way. Alright, now, who did the Valiant Republic guys want me to... Well, Valiant Merchant guys want me to talk to? Why am I up in this corner? At the Goose and Fox. I don't think I have any business up here then. Alrighty. This is the Goose and Fox, right? Yes. And then we'll head down to Brackenbury. In order to see to things there, head back to the Lighthouse. Oh man, gotta love CRPGs. Have you trekking all over the place. But at least it keeps things interesting. There's always so many different quest lines to see too. So, it gets a little overwhelming at times, honestly. So who am I looking for? Gareth. There you are. A man skulks near the bar. He seems like he's trying to blend in with the wood paneling, and as he watches the other patrons out of the corner of his eye, he gives you a quick nod as you approach. Verzano has a delivery for you. He glances around and snatches the pouch from you. Keep your voice down, will you? The dominoes have spies everywhere. He tucks the pouch away. You tell Verzano this is the last time I'm buying from him. This is getting too dangerous for me. Did I just do some... What do the dominoes have to do with this? You have no idea, do you? Let's just say that the dominoes have exclusive rights to trade certain merchandise within the city. Verzano likes to make some extra coin from time to time by dealing in the same merchandise, undercutting the competition, he says. Tell me what was in that pouch. Bitter squash seeds. They interrupt pregnancies. Even though they're not exactly legal, many folks nowadays prefer them to the risk of hollowborn, or celibacy. He pulls a wry frown. Did I just do something illegal? No. The more important thing is making sure the dominoes don't hear of you. They're old Brackenbury stock, but these days the dominoes are known for their business activities, most of which involve some degree of bribery, extortion, theft, or murder. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Now get out of here before... A woman swaggers in, her polished boots thwacking the floor with slow, deliberate steps. A crooked sneer warps her smooth face. Gareth, I'm hurt. You promised to buy only from me. What's a girl to think? Gareth bows, his knees knocking together. Please, my lady, I was just explaining that I don't do business with anyone else. Except this one last time, right? Dana crosses her arms and rocks back on her heels. There's always one more deal. Until you run out of credit, that is. Dana turns and regards you, looking up and down. And just who are you? You don't exactly look like a seed dealer. I think that's a compliment. I'm staying silent. You've got pluck, but don't try to hold out on me. Especially not when I'm inclined to let you off the hook. Verzano put you up to this, didn't he? That old fool's on a sinking ship and he's determined to drag anyone who gets close enough down with him. She eyes the trembling Gareth. Gareth here knew better, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In fact, I'll also give you a chance to get even with the imbecile who's been playing us both. What do you say to killing Verzano? Why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't you? He's used you to do his dirty work and without telling you anything about what you were carrying or who you were crossing. She taps a finger to her jaw and her voice slows. Of course, I'd also consider it a personal favor, and House Dominal is never stingy with its friends. The local ones, anyway. Tell me about the Dominals. I don't know whether to be relieved or insulted. We're one of the wealthiest merchant families in Defiance Bay. Let's just say, however, that some of our business practices are not officially sanctioned. I'll decide his fate when I talk to him again. You'd better make up your mind quickly, because we're gonna pay him his dues one way or another. Just make sure you stay out of our way. Yeah, I'd rather not deal with a combat encounter here. At least I've got a reason to go back to Andra's gift now. Still, let's stop by Brackenbury on the way, and we can see what kind of shenanigans we get up to there. Honestly though, given the level I'm at, I can probably take whatever nonsense she ends up throwing at me, but still, that doesn't mean I want to fight at every opportunity.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Although, to be fair, it's not like I've made explicit enemies out of that many people yet. It's not as if I couldn't afford to cause some hell. Why is it taking 12 minutes to get to places now? Am I somehow moving faster? Whatever. Let's go to the charred barrel and see what we find. There's plenty to see to back here.
Welcome.
Did you do it? Did you get the medallion from Cyril? Yes. Thurston's eyes are as wide and round as the artifact in his hands. You've given my people a gift we couldn't possibly repay. I'll do the best I can, though. He shoves a bag of coin into your hands. This is everything I have. Take it, please. Keep it. Your clan could use it to rebuild. The Shattering Spear will sing of your kindness for generations to come. If you ever find yourself in your Glanfath, please honor us with your visit. Farewell. He hurries out of the inn, his fancy cloak dragging on the ground. Hope that'll end up being worthwhile. Oh yeah, there's someone I need to talk to here. Merwith, right? Wonder where this Merwith can be found. Oh, what's this? The violent deaths of 2 Magronite priests at Evondur Bridge generated grief and outrage at the Godhammer Citadel. It did not take long for Tarek to discover that radical Ratskrins? I always forget how to pronounce this. Radkrins, I think, were responsible. 2 wizards had placed the curses that killed the priests, but they were backed by dozens of Radkrin veterans from the Saints' War. As the wizards had no interest in negotiating with Tarek or the Magronites, a battle erupted, much of it running over the same fields that saw combat during the war. In the end, the wizards were killed and the remaining Radkrins were routed. The priests that had died in the initial attack were buried near the bridge, and the ceremonial gloves of the senior priests were given to Tarek in thanks. Okay. I'm guessing that a lot of these are going to be... Here we are. Merwith watches you through coal-rimmed eyes. She puts her hands on the hilt of her blade, jangling the jewels that hang from her wrists. We don't know each other, stranger. Best we keep it that way. Someone at the old lighthouse in Andra's Gift was looking for your ship. I didn't peg you for a liar, at least not from what I've heard. She looks you over, narrowing her eyes. But that don't mean I believe you. She leans in, her voice a low hiss. You better explain what gave you such an interesting notion. The last lighthouse keeper watched for your ship every day. It's all in the log. No. Her snarl flashes a gold tooth. She turned me out. We were poorer than the fishermen who live there now, and when she learned I'd put food on our table with stolen coins, she told me that if she never saw me again, it'd be the mercy of the gods. Her darkened eyes are filled with rage. I had nowhere else to go, and it was a rough life until I rose to captain. She ignored the Adir and advanced to stay behind. I think she was waiting for you. She turns her eyes away. She was always so stubborn. I forget sometimes where I got it. She gulps down the rest of her wine. I'll go. Perhaps it will give both of us some peace. That ought to be interesting. Alright, back to Andra's Gift to resolve that. And to resolve things with the Valiant merchants. I get the feeling combat's going to erupt. The question is, which would I rather deal with? Local lords? Although, to be fair, if I want to get in the good graces of the Duke, I get the feeling that messing with the crime family would probably be a pretty good way to do it. So, I don't mind making enemies of them. The question is, do I really want to make friends with the Valiant merchants? Well, Valiant merchants. Although that may be incidental, depending on the circumstances, so we'll have to see. Oh hey, I know that name. Huh? What have we here? Another tourist in the Gift? He nods to his shifty-eyed companions. Let's give him a proper welcome. Let's talk this through. He draws a sharpened blade and smiles. I'm afraid you're missing the point, friend. Oh, that's cute. You think you can actually hurt me? That's the best joke I've heard all day. Here's your reward for such an amazing joke. Murder. I honestly don't know what you were thinking going after us when I'm this capable, but you know what? And this well-armed. Yeah, not much left of you, eh? Rusty bronze key, huh? Supply and demand. Looks like it belongs to a house in Orngdra's gift.
Yeah?
I wonder if I wasn't supposed to go into that house. Well, either way, let's resolve this before I pursue that thread.
Good day to you.
Were you able to deliver the package? If you told me the Omenals were after you, you could have saved us both a lot of trouble. The Dominals were there? Verzano's eyes fly open and he tugs at his beard. I was so careful, always following the Verlavida. Couldn't have known. And there they are.
Well, well. Is this your last day among the living, Verzano?
Verzano wrings his hands. Your timing is impeccable, Telepellegrina. Elegina, the Dominals are after me. Please, you've got to stop them.
As if any of this were ever in my hands. The Republics considered your business worth protecting based on its success. That success depended on cooperation with the locals, like House Dominel. You've lost that. And the favor of the Dukes.
Let's let this play out.
Even if you get out of this alive, they're done with you. The Dukes have more pressing interest in Defiance Bay than rescuing one merchant who threw himself overboard.
Verzano falls to his knees and claps his hands together. Have mercy, Pelagina! I don't stand a chance against the Dominals. He bites a trembling lip. I brought failure and shame on myself, but you can't mean to watch your countrymen die like a dog.
Verzano, Verzano. Why are you wasting your precious breath on me? My orders come through the ambassador, and through the ambassador from people you should be honored ever gave a moment's thought to whether you live or die. You don't seem like the sort to petition the gods to keep him out of hell. So why not cry mercy to the one person in this room with the power to grant it?
Which way do I go? He just tricked me into shady business. Do I stay out of this, or do I interfere? Because I'm definitely not siding with the Dominals. But am I willing to actively act against them? Let's do it. Pelagina drops her gaze and lightly shakes her head from side to side. Moments later, she turns her eyes to the ceiling in amused disbelief.
Verzano, you have a saint looking out for you after all.
She strides across the room and takes the already nervous Verzano's head in her feathered hands, a gesture that seems to hover in a dangerously narrow space between caressing and crushing.
Just don't come knocking on the embassy door. Understand?
Verzano replies with a rapid, weak series of nods. Pelagina nods back once and gives his face a light slap.
Do as you will. He's no longer my concern.
Okay, so you're over at the embassy. Dana saunters through the door, flanked by a squad of Dominal foot soldiers. She lets her gloved hand rest on the hilt of her weapon. A sneer curdles on her face as she looks at you. It seems I was wrong to overlook your blunder. Rest assured, I never make the same mistake twice. Unfortunately for you, I'm quite a capable fighter. Oh, just pick a target, you.
Let's have it! I'll teach you a...
Roll up 10!
He wipes the sheen from his forehead and looks around the warehouse with the wide, fearful eyes of a hunted animal. I can't thank you enough, Miko, but this won't stop the dominoes for long. I've got to get out of here, and I recommend that you do too. He hands you his pistol and gives you a bag of coin with a shaking hand. That's all I have after this ill-fated venture. Thank you again, and please, look out for yourself. Forgiveness? Is that the name of your weapon? An embossed grimoire. Aloth, you hang on to this. The rest can go in the stash. Oh, there's the button.
Sure.
So it looks like if I want anything... Actually, I'm curious now what that'll mean if I better be careful now. I get the feeling that if I piss them off too much, I won't be able to walk the streets without getting mauled by somebody. But now I know where to find that person, if ever I should wish to. So, first up, let's go over here. Let's see.
How do you do?
I'm here about the trouble at the Salty Mast. Ordinary kith are angry, as they should be with that crooked Amawa toadying up the nobles. She's using the tragedy of Wydwin's legacy to line her pockets. She's no better than the Adiran overlords we drove out 200 years ago. People around here know you to be an honest broker. Maya's made it so only the rich can afford her establishment, yet she sits in the poorest district of Defiance Bay. How's that fair? We've taken matters into our own hands, but she's the real criminal here. Why don't you tell her to back down? Maya might be making a fortune, but her employees aren't. You're hurting them even more. I hadn't thought of it that way. Her dull pauldrons sag. And I guess there's no point to this, is there? She looks at the thugs standing around her and finally nods. Tell Maya we'll leave her people alone. Besides, wouldn't the answer be to try and create competition anyway? By the sounds of it, if things work out with this inn that person wants to make, it seems that you'll have that opportunity. Now, the problem is that she theoretically has the freedom to set the... All earnings were lost to bandits. What? BS! Why? Wait. Have emerged from Caed Nua? Oh boy. That's gonna be fun to work out.
Hail and well met.
You'll never guess what happened. Nia points to the lighthouse. I was keeping an eye out for you, and you strolls down the dock of Mare with herself. You should have seen the stare she got. But she walks right into the lighthouse, never said ever a word to anyone. And just when I'm sure she's met some awful fate in there, she strolls right out, still saying nothing to nobody. Now I'm hearing all sorts of rumors about Merwith and the last lighthouse keeper. She shakes her head. I don't know what to believe, but everyone else around here is convinced that the place is safe again. I've even got a construction crew ready to start work. She takes a deep breath, a big contented smile on her face. And I know I've got you to thank. Here, this is for you. Come back when the renovations are done. I've got big plans for this place. I look forward to seeing it. Wait, she's still out there? Wonder if she'd be worth talking to.
Ah, it's done then. Versano plays with fire and someone else always pays the price for it. Your charity is more than he deserves. Still, at least I don't have to deal with him anymore. For that, I'm grateful.
You sound familiar. Do I know you from something?
Whether you intended to or not, you've done the Valiant Republics a service today, ridding us of him. I work closely with the embassy to protect our interests, but lately I think our gaze has been too narrow. You clearly have pursuits of your own in the city, but I think we could help each other out. If you're interested in doing some work for us. Officially, I mean. We can go together and I'll introduce you to the ambassador.
That sounds fine. Let's go.
Good. Maybe I can finally do something more worthwhile than playing nanny to merchants. The embassy is up in First Fires, southwest of the Ducal Palace.
I guess you are one of them. Okay, so... who should I send back then? Let's see, so you're a paladin. I didn't expect that. So, who would make more sense to send back? I don't know how much interest Kana would have in what we're
Safe
doing.
travels.
Besides, we'll see you back in Defiance Bay, I assume. Well, actually, Caed Nua, I should say.
I'm ready.
So, what are you capable of? What's your character sheet look like? Alagina. So. Okay. Relatively balanced, focused on athletics. Elusive quarry. Oh, okay. Alright, pretty effective defender. Flames of devotion. Okay, so then 2 per encounter. Oh, that's really damn useful. Okay, that's a cool toolkit. But first, I need to go see to matters over here. You're making quite a name for yourself with the Dominals. Pity that it isn't the kind of impression you should be making. Oh, that's cute. You think I'm afraid? You think I care about you? You think I care what you're gonna do? I'm sorry, it's gonna take a little more than a few raggedy thugs to scare me. Off we go.
Hail and well met.
I talked with the ringleader. She's agreed to leave you alone. Maya's brow ridges rise. Well, that's a welcome surprise, and one worth celebrating. Pick some copper and enjoy yourself. And if you choose to have your fun here, enjoy my special discount. Patronizing brothels isn't how I prefer to pass the time, but don't let that stop you. Her eyebrows furrow in annoyance. It certainly never stopped any of my ferreros. Yeah, figured you wouldn't approve, but that's okay. I had business to attend to. I don't intend to visit too often anyway. Actually, while I'm here, should I go visit? Yeah, I should go talk to that guy. Just a shame that I only remembered it after I'm dealing with long freaking loading screens.
But if your dukes ordered you to return home...
The safety of the Republics is being decided here. If I do what needs to be done, there'll be time enough to beg forgiveness when the dust settles.
You must do what you feel is best. I understand.
Huh, I wonder what the start of that conversation was. Huh. Shame I didn't hear the start of that. Either way, let's go ahead and talk to that guy. What did you find? Is Lendry living in the high life with his respectable job and fancy woman? Lendry's dead. Well, if that don't just... His hands tighten as around his cup and he looks away. I told that clod to enjoy the simple life. He got those high-minded ideas. Couldn't stop thinking about how things might be different. Look, thanks for telling me this, I guess. He takes a gulp from his drink. I'm gonna need a few more of these. Get yourself cleaned up and get out of here. No promises, but maybe after this one. Alright, off we go. Back to the fray. I guess we'll stop by First Fires first. Convenient. We can go talk to the ambassadors. See what we can think of, well, see what we can agree to there. Now the embassy, right over here. That makes things convenient. Actually, now that I think of it, so, Pines Bay, okay. Overwhelmingly bad. I mean, to be fair, I did kill one of their leaders.
Ambassador Agosti, I would speak with you on a matter of some urgency and great importance.
Sighing as though remembering some heavy burden, Vincent crosses his arms before replying. Pelagina, if this is the same matter we previously discussed, I doubt I will be convinced any more easily. You know what? I don't know the lay of the land here. I'm gonna let this play out.
Ambassador, I implore you to take a step back and look at this again.
Enough. We're not going over Defined Space Animators again. The Duke's Bell's desire to not have not changed since the last time we spoke. If you haven't heard, word of your insubordination has already found the ears of the Duchessa of Oh, why are all the names weird? Biagepe and the Duke of Salona. There are murmurs that you cannot be trusted to fulfill your duties. Must this talk reach the shores of Spirento? Pelagina's aggressive demeanor drains to a state of shock and worry, but she remains silent. If it makes any difference, Ambassador, I'm already looking into the matters Pelagina has spoken of. It doesn't, but it would be fortuitous if your investigation took you to the Twin Elms, because that's where Pelagina needs to go.
What is it the Duke's need of me, Ambassador?
The Deerwood's instability has created an opportunity for us to take over their trade with our Glanfath. We will need to meet with the Glanfathans soon to secure upcoming trade agreements. The road to Twin Elms can be dangerous, of course, but that's why you'll be our representative there.
It shall see, Ambassador. But won't this provoke the Deerwoodins? Their country is falling apart, and we are already dividing up their trade alliances.
Provoke them into what? Going to war? Through no fault of the Republic's, the Deerwood's armies have been deprived of an entire generation of soldiers. It would be foolish not to take advantage of this situation. If we don't, the Wraithsruns will. Ambassador, that's some cold compassion considering what these people have been through.
More than that, Ambassador, there is a practical element to consider. We may profit in the short term from this arrangement, but what of the future? The Deerwood won't forget, and the Republics may pay the price for it.
We're not the Dukes, Pelagina. It's their decision and our job to carry out the orders. It's not like they're asking you to assassinate someone. Pelagina raises an eyebrow and clenches her jaw, but remains silent. Pelagina. He shakes his head. Go to Twin Elms. Speak to Anonymthath, impress upon her the instability of the Deerwood, and reassure her of the Valiant Republic's desire to open safe trade.
Of course, Ambassador.
After a long and uncomfortable pause, Pelagina exhales deeply, the lids of her eyes closing briefly as she slumps in acceptance. The ambassador nods and smiles paternally. He then looks to you. I know you planned on investigating this crisis together, but I hope you understand Pelagina's responsibilities. I understand, but we're still going to investigate it. Responsibilities or not. Vincent bristles and turns to Pelagina. Will the dukes need to hear more about Pelagina Mireille's wild adventures?
Of course not, Ambassador. I will attend to the unnamed fort as soon as I am able to travel to Twin Elms.
Good. Now, if you will excuse me. Well, that went poorly.
Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. I appreciate that you stood up for me, but it's hard to persuade the Ambassador to go against the Duke's orders.
I know you're right, Pelagina. We may find a way for you to fulfill your obligations while looking into what's really going on around here. Don't worry.
Enough wisdom for both of us. Now, I just need to find out how to get to Twin Elms before the Ambassador loses his patience.
She pauses in thought. Still, I feel this makes the deal with the making this deal with the Glanfalons will further weaken the Deerwood and make trouble for the Republics in the years to come. Well, let's see. Well, it's a long way to Twin Elms. You'll have plenty of time to think it over.
Verus.
Level ups. Nice. What does athletics give me? Oh yeah, second wind. Alright. Okay, more damage in my wild shape. I don't feel like I'm using a lot of those. What else should I go for? What else could I go for? I could add weapon focus to my repertoire. I think that could be... well, I don't know how effective that would be, though. I don't think accuracy is really my problem right now. Although if that's the case, I could lean into savage attacks. Ooh, that could be really useful given what I've leaned into. Although it's modal, so I'd have to remember to actually activate it. What kind of let's see. Actually, allowing myself harmful AoE attacks. Actually, this is probably more important. Let's see who else can be seen to. Alright. What have you got? Yep, lean more into athletics. That's fine by me. Bonus knockdown. Okay, that adds another use of knockdown. What's Wary Defender? That would be helpful. If only to keep people engaged with Adair instead of somebody else. So what have you got? I can't add to mechanics. I think what I'll do then is I'll put a little bit into lore so that you don't fall fully behind. So, what kind of spells can I get you? How long does it last? Feels like that's a bit too risky, or too random. this? Confusion. Ooh, that's useful. Talents. Veil. Speed instant. Yeah, we'll go with it. Now, let's see what the angry one can learn talent-wise. Interdiction. 1 per encounter, speed average. Foe AoE dazed. And of course my printer decides to start cleaning itself while I'm doing this. Plus 10 accuracy with a sword or arquebus. Yeah, that looks useful. Give you another offensive option. Sagani. Can't increase survival all that much more. Guess in that case, we'll give you another point in stealth, let you carry over the rest into survival next time. Resilient companion or merciless? I think we'll lean into this, because I feel like the fox is being knocked over a little too often. Alright, anyone interesting to talk to in here? Would appear not. And I have no intention of robbing the place. I think next on the chopping block, let's see, what would make the most sense to tackle next? Let's see, we've seen to a lot of miscellaneous stuff around town. So I think next, what makes the most sense is if we head back... Oh. Hang on, what's this? Oh, right. Plus 15% experience. Expires in 23 hours, duration 1 turn. Explorers in Glanfat discovered an ivory horn of disputed provenance. Many Glanfatans believe it was stolen from Gwithan ruins, but the explorers claim it was dropped by an early dwarven expedition. The explorers were waiting for Deerwood and arbitration in Ina's Rest when thieves attacked the group, killed several members and stole the horn. Its current whereabouts are suspected to be somewhere along the Ixayan River. That sounds like something that Kano would enjoy doing, and it would get him a bit of extra experience to make up for what we just gained right now. Arcana. And then, I guess all that remains now is to head to Brackenbury. Go ahead. Let me guess. Holy crap, that's a lot of voting. Well, if you're all gonna group up like that, don't mind if I do. Oh, if you're gonna get that close, you're asking for it at that point. Did they just stun the pupper? Well, it's not a pupper, but you get the point. Alright. See what you can do. Oh, nice. That did some, that did some work. Ah, jeez, they really like stabbing Aloth, don't they? Well, that did get him off of him for a while, even if it wasn't ideal. Alright, that's starting to get a little more difficult. I mean,
Sure.
constant source of experience perhaps, but damn is that gonna get tedious if I have to worry
you must
about
gather
that.
your party.
Good day, stranger.
I found the missing people. Yes, you've been all over Defiant Space since last we spoke. His alert eyes search you. What did you find? They were all murdered. A woman named Lumdala killed them as part of her performances. Something big! I knew it! I'll send my men after her right away. It's too late for that. She confronted me before I could get to you, and I killed her. Indeed. Curran's toothy smile widens. I can't say I'm terribly sorry. You've been a resourceful investigator, and your shrewdness has helped resolve the most troublesome case. And saved many lives, I'm sure. There's something else. Well, actually, no. Glad I could help. As am I. And after all you've done for us, you deserve some compensation. Pleasure doing business with you. Likewise. Farewell, and may you find success in your other ventures.
Hail, traveler.
What are you so busy with? Hollowborn and growing unrest and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. Wow, that matter's already been resolved? I send Kana off for 1 second and he's already taken care of it? I should send him on more missions. I guess I didn't need to hire an adventurer to do my dirty work after all. Kana tracked the Ivory Horn's thieves all the way to Fort Vale. After a small skirmish, 2 thieves were dead. Rather than die for the horn, the remaining thief dropped it and fled. Kana recovered it and returned it to the arbitrators in Ina's Rest. After a ruling in their favor, the remnants of the expedition gave Kana the Nautilus of Orgrallan, a wondrous enchanted shell from the Deadfire Archipelago. Oh, it's a summoning thing. Okay. That's useful. Now.
Adair, how is it you Eothasians stay so optimistic? The world has not given your kind much reason to hope.
You get to a certain point and you realize you got 2 options. You can go mad with grief and tear out all your hair and check yourself into the sanitarium. Or you can wait for better days.
Well, feathers in my case. But I understand your point.
Well, looks like Cyril's doing well for herself. Wait, what was your business?
Welcome.
Oh, right. I'm afraid I have bad news. Kendall is dead. I see. Pity, anger, and sadness flicker across her face, almost too quickly to distinguish. I knew that woman was trouble. She seemed lost in thought for several seconds. Are you okay? Oh, of course. Like I said, he was nothing serious to me. It's just sad to think of someone so young. Finally, she turns back to you. I appreciate you coming to tell me. I think I need some time to myself right now. Alright, I think at this point, let's see, well, what all remains around here? Let's see. Find Gabrana's on the tablet. I think it's about time that we dealt with some things beyond our border, beyond this place. Oh yeah, I need to go to... Oh shoot, I was just there. Okay, let's take care of that now. Need to stop by First Fires, but that's, I think, one last small thing I need to do before we enter another big area here in Defiance Bay. The question is, do I enter that now and focus my efforts on that? Or do I head back to Defiance Bay and attempt to deal with matters there? Given that it's been a while since I happened back...
But you can't talk to him.
My standards changed around year 2.
Kinda wish you could listen to their shenanigans when you move away, because I'm used to just pointing the camera at the place where I'm expecting to go and then just calling it good. Still, it is nice to hear their back and forth. at least what bits and pieces I get. I've got Fianna's notes. Well done. Bring them to Dunstan at once. When you're finished, I may have more work for you. Dunstan, where is he? Not in here. Probably the guy out front. Nope. Where the heck is he? Unless he's the one, unless he's the smithy. Yes. I think this is what you've been looking for.
That's what Cleaver's been looking for anyway. If you found it, I guess I've got to start.
You don't sound too happy about this. I'm not, and I'm surprised someone as compassionate as you is going along with it. I've made it clear to Cliver that this is a mistake. Trying to harness souls like this, it's a crime against the gods, and it's bound to run us more trouble than it saves. But Cliver's given me his orders, so I've got to build these things as best I can. Anyway, Cleaver told me I'm to sell you any arms or armor you want. You won't find better anywhere in Defiance Bay, I can promise you that.
Now, time to see if that Valiant was worth all that blood and copper.
He takes a polished breastplate and goes to work. I don't like that it just went to black.
I'll be damned. To be honest, even I wasn't expecting it to work this well. Back to it. Cleaver will want me to finish the rest of them. And it sounded like he has a job for you, too.
So what kind of... Oh, geez, that's a weapon. Inflicts disorienting, grants blizzard... Oh, holy... Wow. That's some weapon. Ooh, level up. Alright, you're mostly focused on athletics. I'll keep that going then. A couple points into Survivor, just to make things interesting. Oh, points to Advanced 8? Oh, that's fine. Interesting look. Greater lay on hands. Let's see, what else can I get? Notify sworn enemy. Let's go with this. Greater lay on hands is always a useful spell, and if it's one per encounter, why wouldn't I abuse the hell out of that? Was there more you needed me to do?
Dunstan will complete the first squad of Forge Knights in no time. Now the High Justice will want to have his Forge Masters at Fleetbreaker Castle create more.
However, it's been brought to my attention that you're a close ally of the Dozens. I'm sure you understand that further association puts us in a precarious position. Alright, so it looks like this way is barred because of my association with the Dozens then. It's not even that close of an association. Well, it's only... Oh, I guess ally. Well... So, actually, where is Twin Elms? Ah, that way. Well, I do need to head over in that direction for a bunch of stuff, so... I guess, eventually, I will be taken in that direction. Should be an interesting journey once we take it. So, with that sorted, I think the only thing left now is to... Well, there's a lot of stuff that I can see to within... What is it? That I can see to within Heritage Hills, if I so desire.
So
However,
those feathers, that's a blessing of Helia?
So they say.
Well, that's lucky. Where I'm from, we see a feathered lady, we start worrying maybe her dad got frisky with his hens.
I guess you can always trust a farm boy's head to go there first.
That's one way to put it. Alright, so I think Yeah, I think I'll call it here then, because I've got other things to see too today. Well, more... Oh. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. So, I don't know if I'll have time for this on Wednesday. I'm hoping I will, but I'd like to try and get a fair amount into the next video, make sure that I can stay ahead now that I've managed to get things moving a little nicely with respect to what I've completed so far. Either way, I do have the next video I'll need to work on Wednesday, most likely, so I don't know if I'll necessarily have time to stream, but I definitely should have time next Saturday, so I guess when next week embark, we will carry on to... Actually, no. Let's leave that for another time. I'll actually trigger that later. Alright, let's see. Yep, we're on main 10. I'll trigger that nonsense later. So, our next order of business will be heading back to Caed Nua, seeing to matters there. If I'm not mistaken, there's plenty that needs to be seen to. There's the attack that's coming, there's whatever BS that local lord is gonna cause us, so we'll resolve that, resolve some matters around the place, head back into Defiance Bay to see what we can do related to... What's it called? See what we can do related to Heritage Hills, then we can, I guess, head in the direction of Twin Elms. See what we can find out that way. Either way, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.